The great composer Igor Stravinsky that the more constraints one imposes, the more one frees oneself from the chains that shackle the spirit. Think about that for a second. If you're free to just do whatever you want, one of two things is likely to happen. The first is that you'll freeze up and do nothing because you're overwhelmed by all the options. The second is that you'll just revert to whatever's comfortable for you, because with so many options available, it can be daunting, and it's a lot easier to just let habit take over and make decisions for you. And when you're in that state, it makes you not want to practice at all. Even if you do want to improve and you have the motivation, you're just lacking a path that's clear. And the truth is, there's no one magical thing that you can practice that's just going to make all your musical dreams come true. There are thousands. All you have to do is pick one and approach it in the right way. Explore all the options. Look at it from every angle. Just really try to take one little concept and get the most that you possibly can out of it. And when you think you're done, take a break and then keep digging. So in this mini course, we're going to take one simple scale pattern and we're just going to try and play it in as many ways as we can over the course of an hour. The pattern is a 1-2-3-5 pattern, and I'm sure a lot of you have played this before. But if not, all you do is you take the first, second, third, and fifth note of a major scale, and then we're going to play those and we're going to move that shape up diatonically, meaning only using notes in that key. So 1, 2, 3, 5 would become 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 3, 4, 5, 7, and so on. Once we get back to the 1 at the top, we just do the same pattern coming back down. So I'll demonstrate it now in the key of C major. So this is a 4-note pattern that we're moving through the scale, and with any 4-note pattern, there are 24 permutations that you can play, meaning you can take 1, 2, 3, 5 and play that in 24 different orders. And don't worry if some of this goes over your head at first, you'll still be able to do the exercises and it'll make more sense as we go on. So I think of it like this. 1 and 2 are a group, and 3 and 5 are the other group. So you could play up that first group and up the second group, and it would be 1, 2, 3, 5. Or you could play up the first group and down the second group, and then you have 1, 2, 5, 3. Or you could go down the first group and up the second group, which is 2, 1, 3, 5. Or you can go down the first group and down the second group, and that would be 2, 1, 5, 3. We could also apply those same options, only starting with group 2 now. So up, up would be 3, 5, 1, 2. Up, down would be 3, 5, 2, 1. Down, up would be 5, 3, 1, 2. And down, down would be 5, 3, 2, 1. So that's a total of 8 options now, and we can't get any more options out of this unless we change the groups. So now instead of 1 and 2 being a group and 3 and 5 being the other group, let's make 1 and 3 a group and 2 and 5 another group. And then within that you have up, 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 down, down, up, and down, down, and then those same options starting on the second group. And the last pairing you could have is 1, 5, our group 1, and 2 and 3 are group 2. And that's all 24 permutations there. So I've written out those 24 permutations in your downloadable workbook, and you can also check off which ones you've completed in which keys. So what I want you to do now is to spend 5 minutes on each of the 12 keys going through some of these permutations. In the practice video, there will be a metronome at 100 BPM, and there will be an alarm that goes off every 5 minutes that tells you when to go to the next key. At that point, you'll just tick off the boxes for which patterns you covered in the key of C and move on. Unless you're already really familiar with this material, you're not going to get through all 24 in this amount of time, but you will cover all 12 keys in an hour at this pace. So just do what you can and then pick it up in your next practice session where you left off. And of course, this isn't even all you could do with this pattern. You could invert it, you could change the rhythm, you could superimpose different scales on it. But the whole point of what we're doing here is to narrow things down and have a clear vision of what we're trying to get together in terms of technique. And the great thing is when you take this approach, you can apply it to anything else that you want to learn. So the key is to just focus and pretend that the thing that you're working on is the only thing that matters right now, and that'll lead you to the right place. If you apply this approach and really focus on what you're practicing on and make it the only thing that matters to you in that moment, then you can really accomplish a lot if you do it consistently over a long period of time. The results will be astounding, I guarantee it.